how to get natural, authentic, and genuine family photos. So if you're a family photographer, you know that family photos should feel genuine and natural, and your clients should not be forcing fake smiles. If they are, something is wrong. And in this video, we are going to go through how to get your family photos to feel more natural and more genuine and more authentic, which is the goal of my style of photography, which is a more candid and natural and less posed style of photography. So posing families is so much more than just put your hand here, tilt your head that way, and telling people exactly where to be. That's very like mechanical and robotic, right? Really, family photography is about making every member of the family feel special and valued and feel comfortable enough to be their authentic self. It's facilitating genuine and authentic moments between parents and their kids, and it's creating a fun environment for real family memories to happen. It's making moms feel comfortable and beautiful. And it's getting to know your families in a way that makes them feel seen and loved, and so that you can capture their true, genuine, authentic personalities. Nobody's putting on a front. They feel comfortable enough to be themselves around you. And it's about being able to deliver galleries that make moms cry happy tears because you actually captured this season of their life perfectly. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing a few of my absolute favorite prompts and poses for those natural, genuine, authentic family photos. And if you like these and you want to see even more of them, I've actually created a completely free posing guide for you, all about my favorite prompts and poses for genuine, authentic, natural family photos. And in the guide, I go through exactly how to achieve each of the prompts and poses. I tell you exactly what to say to your families, and I give you tons of different variations of that same prompt. So different ways you can achieve like very different photos with really the same prompt. So you could just take this, put it in your back pocket at your next family session, just go through those prompts plus the variations, and you can come out with a stunning gallery of like 100 photos or more just from the prompts from this new free guide that I've created for you. So go ahead and check that out. I really think it's going to transform your family photography and your family sessions. So go ahead and try those at your next family session, and I think that you are going to be so happy with those new poses that you try. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm going to walk you through through a few of my favorite of those prompts and poses right now. So the first point that I have for you is you want to direct movement for natural reactions, especially for kids. Kids love to move, and even adults, like we feel so much more natural and less stiff and more relaxed if we can move with what we're doing, right? So instead of like, let's just stand here and smile. Give people movement to do, especially if your kids in your sessions are feeling like super antsy. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. So if you're trying to get like, just say like a really good looking and smiling, I'm going to give you an example here on the screen of a time when I was trying to get just a good looking and smiling photo of a dad with his kids. And this little girl is about 4 years old, and she was just not having it. Like, she was just a normal toddler, which is totally fine. And she was just like wanting to run around and be crazy, which is again normal for a 4-year-old. So while I was trying to get this good looking and smiling photo, I told her, why don't you just jump up and down in place? And she loved that, and it brought out the biggest, most genuine smile. So we were able to get that really good, like looking and smiling at the camera picture that mom really wanted, which can be hard with 3 toddlers. But we were also able to get like that authentic, actual, genuine smile from her. And then another thing is, like, I want you to work with what toddlers, especially, like what they're really like, and not try to force them to be something they're not. Like, I am all about just letting kids be kids in my sessions, but we can use like how they naturally are to get amazing, authentic photos. So here's another example. And you probably know this person, or you might know her. She's here on YouTube as well. Her name is Stephanie Case, and she used to be a photographer, and now she teaches about marketing and online marketing. So I photographed her family recently, and if you don't know her, she has twin 2-year-olds and a 6-month-old. So as you can imagine, it can get a little chaotic just with these ages of kids and trying to get everyone just like looking at the camera at the same time. And I do want to preface this by saying, like, I am not just all about looking and smiling at the camera pictures, but those are important ones to get at every session, right? So I love the like natural, genuine, authentic style of photography, but of course I always try to get a couple of those good looking and smiling at the camera pictures. So again, we want to work with like what kids at the session actually like and enjoy in order to get those natural, authentic smiles, even just for those looking and smiling photos. Like, they do not have to be stiff and awkward and weird. And so these kids, they are just at that age where they all are like a little bit clingy still and just like wanted to be held, which again, totally fine, perfectly normal. Like, we want to work with that, especially because we want to show like what life is truly like for the family. Like, we want to capture this season of life for this family perfectly. And what this season of life for them is like right now is clingy kids who like to be held all the time. And that's totally fine. Like, we want these photos to represent what this stage of life is for them. And this stage of life is holding toddlers and babies, which is so sweet. So one way that I was able to get like all 5 of these people looking and smiling at the camera at the same time was to have all of them being held. So one thing that I love to do is put kids on shoulders. So I had one of the twins go on mom's shoulders, one of the twins go on dad's shoulders, and then mom is holding the baby. So all the kids are getting to get held. All of them like feel comfortable and safe and secure. They were all feeling a little bit shy, which again, totally fine, totally normal. We're gonna work with it. But when they were being held by mom and dad, and when they were getting to do something fun, like be really tall and go on mom and dad's shoulders, then they feel comfortable enough to give me those genuine smiles or look at me or at least not cry, right? So that is, movement and just like working with our toddlers to do like work with their personalities and what they're just naturally like as kids instead of trying to fight against it. Point number 2 is get to know your families so that you can create prompts and poses that you're actually like creating a connection between them, and you're not just like using the same stiff and boring poses at every family session. So one of the ways that I like to get to know my clients is by sending them a questionnaire before the session. And you can actually download that questionnaire for free. I will leave a link to that in the description box below, so you can see the exact questions. You can send the exact same questions to your clients if you want. And I ask a lot of things on there just to get to know their personalities. And one of the things that I ask on there is tell me about all of your kids, their ages, and then what's one thing you want to remember about each of your kids. So I have just had some super sweet answers to this question. Like, moms want to remember like the fact that their baby sucks their thumb, or they want to remember their little girl's freckles. Or one of the sweetest answers I had was this mom with her last baby, who was 2, she wanted to remember like when she held her little girl, how she held onto the back of her arm like this. So I just thought that was so sweet. So of course I'm going to capture like those little details that the parents want to remember. And so I love drawing inspiration from like how the parents view their kids and what they love about their kids, and use that as inspiration for like knowing what the kids' personalities are really like when there's not a stranger with a camera present, and drawing inspiration from that to create my poses. And here is a prompt that will work depending on the personalities of the family and the ages of the kids to get a more natural, genuine connection between the family members. Is I love to play a game of telephone. It won't work with all families, but if you can get kids to especially if you can get like one of the little kids to start it, whisper it in someone's ear, that person whispers it in the next person's ear, that person whispers it in the next person's ear. So we're playing a game of telephone. And of course you're gonna get those like cute up close shots of each person whispering in the next person's ear, but you're also gonna get that genuine laughter of those in between moments of one person hears the other little kid said, "Oh, your poop is stinky," or whatever they said. So you're gonna get those genuine laughter and connection moments, as well as the whispering in the ear moments. And those in between moments are honestly just as important, if not more important, than the actual prompt itself. Okay, so number 3 is you want to get to know your families during the session and observe the natural connection between them in order to just enhance what they naturally do. So, one thing you can do is one thing that really helps is listening to what they call each other. So, for example, some kids call their moms mama, dada, mommy, daddy, or papa is another one I've heard. So, listening to what they call each other, and like sometimes siblings, if they can't say each other's names very well yet, depending on their ages, will call each other something funny. Like, for example, my 2-year-old calls my baby Ro Baby because she can't say Rosalie yet. So, listening to what the kids call each other, what they call their parents, and using those names can help them get comfortable with you. And then another thing I like to do is like when we're in those in between moments, what does the family do naturally? Like, do the parents naturally hold hands or hug or kiss? Are they not as much of a touchy family and we can get some of those good like separation shots where like these people are playing over here and these people are doing this? Are they do the kids like to be held, or are they more of like I want to do it all by myself kind of kid? And kind of use what they're naturally already doing and just enhance it in a way that can be a little bit more photogenic. So, for example, one thing I know that we do with my family, and I see a lot of families do this, if a toddler, like a 2-year-old, is a little bit fussy and you're trying to get them a little bit like back engaged in what we're doing, is you can just tip them upside down and that way they'll like stop fussing and start laughing, right? And that's something that a lot of parents will do. And I see photographers making this mistake where they're just kind of taking a picture of what the parents are naturally doing, but it's just not always really photogenic like the way they naturally do it, because maybe like the parent will put their head down, you won't be able to see their face, and then they're like their hair is covering the toddler's face. And so just take what they're naturally doing and say, oh, that's so much fun, okay, wouldn't it be fun if mommy did it this way? And just direct them in a way where like you're able to see both of their faces and see that smile on the kid's face, and just like take what they're naturally doing, make it a little bit more enhanced for photo. Okay, so those are the 3 tips I have for you. You know that your family photos should not feel like forced smiles. You should not be telling your families like just look at each other and laugh, because that's not going to be produce actual genuine laughter and connection between your families. And it's really your job as a family photographer to create an environment that sets everyone at ease, allows everyone to actually be themselves, and so that you can capture their like authentic personalities and their connection as a family. So if you need any more ideas for your next family session, don't forget to download that free posing guide that I have for you in the description down below. It's going to be the first link, and I really think it's going to be a game changer for your family sessions. So I want you to use that at your next family session. Come back to this video and comment which one was your favorite prompt to use. And then if you want to go even deeper with me and learn even more about family posing, I've actually created a family posing course for family photographers. It's called Mastering Authentic Connection, the complete posing course for family photographers. And you'll not only learn every single prompt and pose that I use for every single type of session for families, from families with babies and toddlers to families with older kids to extended family sessions. You'll also learn how I create an amazing client experience through the way that I pose families. You'll learn how I overcome any potential challenges, such as grumpy dads or teens, or overcoming toddler meltdowns. You'll learn how I work with and serve families with special needs. You'll get to watch me photograph for full family sessions, hear exactly what I say to each of my families to create each pose, and to create an environment that allows every member of the family to have fun and be their authentic self. So whether you're feeling like you just need a free resource with some prompts and poses for you to try at your next session, go ahead and download that. Or if you want to go even deeper with me, my course link is going to be below as well. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I can't wait to see you next time.